I finally imported my dream JDM car to Canada. So what kind of car did I import? Well, let's go over how we got here first. So this entire journey started when I got my first JDM car. I was in high school, I was 16 years old, and I was looking for a cool JDM car. I wasn't sure what I was going to get into at first, but eventually I came across this 1995 Subaru STI Type RA. I drove this GC8 Subaru all throughout high school and a couple years in college until one day, unfortunately, I crashed it making a left-hand turn. Someone waved me through an intersection I shouldn't have gone, and I got T-boned. So that was the end of the car. I really wanted to fix it, but I knew it wasn't worth it. So I decided, hey, let's save up for my next vehicle. So what did I decide that next vehicle to be? It ended up turning out to be a 1998 Silvia Spec S. So why did I choose a 1998 Silvia Spec S to import as my first vehicle to Canada? Really, it kind of came down to budget. So these cars were going for around $10,000 for a Spec S, which is no turbo, and we're actually almost double, around $20,000 for a Spec R. Of course I wanted a turbo. My Subaru STI had a turbo, but I couldn't afford it, but I still wanted a really cool looking car, so that's what made me get this 1998 Silvia. This time around, what did I decide to import? Well, you could have probably guessed. This time I went for the Silvia Spec R. So this one came with a turbo. That was something I was really lacking in the last Silvia I had. It was a beautiful car, but it didn't have the power I wanted. It's been 7 years since I imported my Spec S from Japan. So now I had to go through the whole process again. Last time I got this car through a dealership, so I was a little hesitant going into this, but I knew I still didn't have the best budget. But I knew I really wanted the turbo. So what did I do? I went straight for the auctions. So the auctions have a lot of different kinds of cars that go through them. Some of them aren't the best condition. Me and B-Pro then started looking for vehicles within my budget. One of the first vehicles that came up was this white S15. It was a grade 3.5, which isn't horrible for its age. As well, it had a couple issues though. So it had a repaired and replaced hood, repair marks on both front body panels, as well as some dents. And I think also the bumper was mismatched in paint after looking at the inspection further on. So take a look at some of these pictures here. This is what I was looking at when going for the car. It honestly looked pretty good. So now I was convinced. I wanted to check out this vehicle. So B-Pro sent me some pictures of the undercarriage, the wheels. Everything still seemed all right. There was a couple things I was a little bit hesitant about, especially now looking back on it. So I ended up getting an agent to inspect this vehicle. So I'm just going to play the video now so you guys can enjoy the inspection process as I did.
シルビアです。Airbag lamp, maybe this one, and dashboard there hole, screw hole. Oh, I don't know, but idling is up. And FC commander, but monitor is cracked. And the mecha idle up. And here is catalyzer. 中もあるね。よいしょ。Seat is okay. Rear seat okay. But idling is so weird. こんなに高いかね。シート、ドライバーシート。 dry. Pressure is okay. Air barometer changed. No rust. This side also no rust. Crack. And the color is different. It's ugly work. Inside no water. Wiper blade. Oh, ugly work. Dent.
So my initial thought process was, hey, this car doesn't have any rust or corrosion. It looks like a solid foundation. Sure, it maybe idles a little high, but for my budget, this would be a great entry-level car for me to get into. I gave B Pro the go-ahead to bid on this car for $25,000 maximum budget, and he did that for me. Unfortunately, I lost the bid, and guess what? I'm back at square one. I got to do this all over again. Unfortunately, this is kind of the process of auctions. Your emotions can go up and down, up and down. You're committed to getting this vehicle, spending all the money you've saved, but unfortunately, it doesn't always go your way. But I believe it all happens for a reason. So I'm going to go over a few more cars that I ended up bidding for. So a couple weeks later, I found this 1999 Silvia Spec R with 167,000 kilometers. I'm just going to read off the inspection report here to kind of give you an idea of what this car was like. Has a front mount intercooler, Momo steering wheel, aftermarket alloys, LSD, Recaro driver's seat, aftermarket aero, muffler, aero mirrors, and many other parts. It did have a front and rear accident at one point in its life. Has a U3 dent on the sunroof, hood, quarters changed, aftermarket shift knob, front fenders, air cleaner, and hood, door trim sagging, fixing marks, ABS and airbag lamp on. So you can kind of see this car has a couple issues, although I don't think it's going to be impossible to deal with. This was the only video they ended up sending me, but all the pictures looked pretty good and the rust as well wasn't bad. So I thought, hey, let's give this another go. I really like the look of this car. Sure, there's a couple little minor things I could change, like the hood, for example, but I can make this work. Once again, I gave B Pro the go ahead to bid on this car. I was really excited, but unfortunately, this car went way over budget and I was kind of in shock. At this point, I wasn't sure if I was even going to be able to afford one of these vehicles. So you really do have to do your research. And this is when I decided to really start saving my money even more than I already had and increase my budget so I could make my dream come true. There was a few other cars that I ended up looking into and even one other car I bid on, but I still did not have quite the right budget. And this car wasn't even that great and I still lost the bid. I came in second place, but it just wasn't good enough. So I saved up another $5,000. Another month went by. I still couldn't find anything. Eventually, this vehicle popped up that kind of piqued my interest. It wasn't even a very good picture, but I said, hey, B-Pro, can you look into this car for me? They sent me the pictures. I said, oh, that doesn't look too bad. Let's get an inspection for it and kind of see what's going on with this car. This is kind of the point where I can't tell you guys anything else because if I do, I'm going to give away my vehicle before my grand reveal. But I did end up winning this car. It was kind of an interesting process because for the auction, I did win against the other person, but it didn't even meet the reserve price. So afterwards, B-Pro had to reach out to their guy in Japan and win the vehicle for me. They had to negotiate the price. We came to an agreement and then I won the vehicle. So I'm super thankful B-Pro was able to get this vehicle for me and I just can't wait to show you guys. I'm now in the process of importing my S15 from Japan to Canada. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more JDM content.